have some 14.3 which is coming next week. Hopefully a good patch coming in. Let's see. Snowball, game length, objective power are still feeling pretty good. They always say that. Tomorrow will be detailed patch preview, and the day after I'm going to chat a little bit more about ranked. Just not too much stuff in one go. Burst damage. The stat shard changes in 14.2 aim to bring interesting choices and burst damage reductions. First of all, interesting choices, wrong. The stat shards that were implemented in the game don't really have much of a more choice than the other ones. Most champions are always going to run the same one. And burst damage reductions. Compared to 13.24, most classes are surviving longer by 0 to 1 second in the average combat scenario with a few exceptions. These are mainly AD assassins and mages who are dealing and receiving more damage as their items lost health and gain AP. Compared to peak durability update, assassin, mage and marksman are dying a little faster, but fighters, tanks and supports are a bit more durable. Yeah, I mean tank items and bruiser items are pretty strong, yeah. 14.2 will bring further reductions to burst damage from items to correct this. For some items, that reduction in burst will be added back to the AP to be interpreted by the champion ratios. Example, Loot and Storm Search. For others, it will just be a straight nerf. It's also a little early to tell, but it appears that mages have lost anywhere between 0.5 to 1.5% win rate in bot lane. Okay. Makes sense. Systemic proc nerfs. Inside this bucket of changes are buffs to the AP mana items, Roa, Archangels, Malignus, and Ludens. Huge! I hope they're buffs though, because on PBE, those weren't buffs. We didn't feel comfortable doing this while burst was high and AP as a whole was OP, but now that those are corrected, we're fixing the choice structure here. Good, this is good. Along with these are some nerfs to Alternator, deserved, Rocket Belt, okay, Helios, Shiv, Stormazer, Profane, Leech, and Titanic. Our philosophy is that some procs should scale with level and ratios if it's important that they stay relevant with game time, armor, and MR growth, but otherwise they should be flat damage and fall off. Wow, okay. This means that proc items are going to be like strong early, but then they kind of fall off, right? If they're flat. Proc damage scaling excessively with ratios turns champions into item delivery systems and turns already snowball champions into Giga Snowball. Shardbreaker is also becoming a Tiamat item. We struggle to find an audience and we're doing this partially to unique it against things like Ravenous and Titanic. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm of an opinion that having 4 Hydra items in the video game feels a bit too much. Over the years of League of Legends, we've always had 2 Hydra items and never more than 3. Now this season we jumped from 2 to 4. I don't, like, it would make way more sense to me if we jump from 2 to 3. But 4 is a bit, I don't know. Lethality. The changes to how lethality is calculated benefit marksman, which was intended but a little too much. We're bringing Collector and Ghostblade for range down a bit, which should bring lethality marksman more in line. Okay, but shouldn't they buff like crit? What about buffing crit? I really think they should put... I really think they should make crit items give 25 crit instead of 20. I think it's really dumb that ADC players need to buy 5 items to get 100% crit. While simultaneously, an item called Randion's Omen is literally a stronger exhaust against 100% crit. Support items. We're fixing some bugs with the support item quest where the minimum penalty was turning on if you use proc last hit minions. Okay, makes sense. This is already getting long, so I'll cover champions more in depth tomorrow, but the high level is. Adjustments. Some changes are targeted at champions who are having a sad time with systemic changes, along with walls that are further away. Others have some role or build things that would like to adjust, like Maokai. Nerfs. Champions that have been strong for a while, looking at you, Trundle. Champions with % max HP that benefit from everyone having more HP, Lilia and Brandt. Pro champs like Azir and Karma, we overbuffed here. Rick. Champs like Rengar who are popping off a bit too much, and he's one of the few champions that double benefit from Hubris and Profane buffs. Yeah, the thing about Rengar is that if you look at Diamond and Master Plus statistics on Rengar, he has over like 50% ban rate. This is one of the most banned high elo champions in this video game. Literally, majority of high elo players just do not want to play against Rengar. He's so fucking obnoxious to deal with. This is ammo deserved. Buffs. Some of these champions are weak, needily from losing Night Harvester. Okay. Some are building wrong items like Zari, so we're updating recommendations. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have. So we have, first of all, Nidalee. I think that's totally fair. Nidalee is dog shit. Okay. Pyke. Fair enough. I'm always afraid of Pyke buffs because of Pyke meat, not Pyke support. What could they buff? So the problem with Pyke is it's very hard to buff certain abilities. His Q is already super high base damage. His E is already super high base damage. He's already so strong early game. He's already such a stat checker early game. But I feel like, you know, I feel like if you buff scaling, it's a bigger buff to mid lane than bottom Pyke. So I don't know exactly. I think it's really difficult to buff Pyke. We'll see. Wukong, I think it's fine. Yeah, I don't really see much Wukong. Divine Thunder also gone from the game. Zari, via recommended items. That means she's not even getting buffed. That just means, like, you know, they're helping bad Zari players or low elo plebs to build better. Okay, Ziggs. Okay. And Ziggs, some of the buffs are also on PB. Let me just open that because I saw it before. Okay. We'll go over that. Champion nerfs Azir, super deserved. I hope kinda Corki is getting nerfed here just to, like, bring him out of pro a bit. I think Azir and Corki are really boring for pro. I would wish to, like, if they would buff some other characters. Like, there's not a lot of buffs here. Okay. Yeah, Azir is a good nerf. Like, fuck Azir. He's just so oppressive and high elo properly. He's also, his solo community is too good anyway. He deserves a nerf. Brand, deserved. Brand and Lilia are both insane right now. With Liandry, with Riley, it's crazy. Karma, okay, they're saying they overbuffed it, makes sense. Karma in ARAM, by the way. For those that play ARAM, Karma in ARAM is so overtuned, it's mind-blowing. So Karma in ARAM, for those that don't know, is buffed. She has like plus 10 haste, plus something damage, minus something damage. And then on top of that, they didn't remove those ARAM buffs, and they implemented this new RQ buffs in ARAM. She's so broken in ARAM, it's crazy. Anyway, Raingog, Knife Cat, yeah, again, okay, nice. Chandel, deserved. Chandel is like the brainless speed pusher that just right-clicks towers. I hope it's like scaling nerfs, so it like hurts more top lane Chandel than jungle. Okay. Champ adjustments, we already saw this. These are amazing. Yorick, okay. Yorick will apparently be able to have 8 ghouls now instead of 4, I've heard. I don't know. Whatever. Corki, okay. So if I were to assume, they're probably gonna buff like bot lane stats and nerf scaling stats. So he's gonna probably become weaker mid and better bot lane. Ilawi, okay. I think on PB she has like tentacle range increase, so her tentacles are gonna be giga long now. Okay, totally fine. Maokai, not sure what this is about. Zyra, is this like jungle Zyra adjustment again? I don't know. Shaco, okay, I don't know. Maybe it's like AP 80 Shaco. System buffs. Ginso's Rage Blade. Oh, interesting. Okay, Rage Blade's getting buffed. That's an ADT buff for me. Essence River, another buff. That's an Ezreal buff. That's a GP buff. That's who else buys Essence? Lucian, if he buys it. Okay, interesting. Essence River is literally, so okay, Essence River in season 14 was nerfed. Then they buffed it. It became better than season 13 Essence River. So the current Essence River is better than season 13. Now they're buffing it again, so it's gonna be even better. Very interesting. Ludens Companion. Well, on PB, the buffs they were doing was a nerf to the item. I hope they change it. Malignance, I'm not really sure why Malignance is getting buffed. Malignance is like really weird item. It's too powerful and champs like Timo and Corki, like the old low ult CD spammers. But on the rest, it's kind of like whatever. So I feel like it needs kind of like a rebalance here. Archangel and Seraph, I'm happy about that. I'm super happy about Luden and Archangel. I think those two deserve buff. And Road of Ages. Very scary to buff Road, but I'm curious to see what it's gonna be. 100 gold minus to the item would be a fantastic buff. Or putting 10 AP, 20 more health and 20 more mana, or whatever like the nerf they did a few weeks ago. Just reverting that would also be fantastic. Okay. Collector getting nerfed. It was really strong at season 14 release. It got nerfed already before once. 100 cost. Now it's again getting nerfed. Candy Croaker, super deserved. Omega Broken. Yomu's Ghostblade also, like, as far as I know, performs too well in ranged ADC since solo queue. System adjustments. Item proc damage. Okay. Item proc damage. So is this like Stormrazor? Is this like... There's like this lethality item, Cyclosword or whatever it's called. That item I feel like needs maybe also an adjustment. Static Shift Shardbreaker. I kind of hope these adjustments are nerfed to AD LeBlanc. I don't want to see AD LeBlanc ever again. Like, they really need to remove that. Okay, let's see what's on PB. Okay, let's see. So Ziggs will get free armor, which is nice, because now he can't take armor shard anymore, and 18 armor is so fucking low. Okay. But whenever you buff armor, it's usually a bigger buff to bot lane win rate.
Hi chat.
than it is to midland win rate, you have to know that, but this is obviously gonna be good if you play Ziggs on midland against like a Zad or something. Armor growth increased by 0.2. Okay, so this is a bigger buff to midland, this is a bigger buff to botlane. Double satchel charge cooldown is gonna go down by 4 early. Now let me just go quickly on the wiki. Well, that's a huge buff, by the way, because a lot of times, let me just see, this was nerfed already once. Here it was 2012. Oh, okay, so they're just basically reverting the nerf they did once. So this is really big on mid lane mainly, I would say, but also on bot lane, because you don't usually want to max E second. I mean, not always, but usually you kind of want it to max E second. This makes E second again better because you have the lower cooldown in the first rank, and a lot of times on mid lane, because you're very safe, because it's like such a short lane, you're just spamming W to harass your opponent, and this is kind of gonna like buff the spell again. I'm not sure how to feel about this, but okay. Azir, okay, we don't have details here. They're gonna come out tonight, I guess. Lilia. Target's max HP damage AP ratio reduced by 0.25 per 100 AP. Okay, so this is a lot of passive damage loss. And Q AP ratio is also reduced by 10%, which I think the Q might strike twice. I'm not sure how this works. Okay. Aurelion Sol, we already reacted to this. They're amazing. TLDR they're just amazing. Amazing buffs. Yorick. Ghoul, let's see if this is new. Ghoul leash range reduced. What the hell is Ghoul leash range? Is that like how close you have to be to the minions to get the grave or what? 20 mana, okay, so a bit easier on mana. Heal is no longer doubled below, but he's missing HP. Heal is reduced on minions, so you're gonna, I think, heal more against champions when you're low, but less against minions maybe. How close you gotta be so they follow you. If they go away, they'll push the nearest lane. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Morning mist cast time harder to dodge. Yeah, and then this cooldown goes down. Monster cap damage to 100 flat. Okay. Yeah, we saw these changes. Okay, Maokai. Base mana region down. Okay. A bit worse for support than for jungle. Sap magic heal adjust to 0. 4 to 13.25, so it's bigger, but it doesn't have a base value. Based on levels 1 to 17 non-linear, based on levels 1 to 18 non-linear. Huh, interesting. So if I understand this correctly, maybe slightly worse early, but better late? I'm not sure. Kind of looks literally the same. It just depends on these numbers also, because these numbers could be adjusted here, and you can't know them, because... Q, cooldown reduced from 8 to 5 to 7 to 5. Okay, so basically an early game clear for Maokai in jungle. And a bit of a support buff in early fights. Q mana reduced by 40, okay, to 40. Okay, not bad. Then the E will go 16 to 12. But this is the last maxed ability, so I would say this is a nerf, right? If you're playing E max Maokai support, you're probably happier. If you're playing jungle Maokai, I feel like you're a bit sad about this, but this is like, I like this because I hate Maokai E. It's such a free vision hack and no counterplay spell. You always have to kind of eat the sapling toss. Honestly, I don't think these changes will do anything. Zyra, they're like such small changes. It's the same champ. Zyra, a lot less mana region. Mana region per level is increased though. Q will cost 15 less mana, and W cooldown refund will go 35 per enemy killed. Wait, isn't this just a big buff to Zyra midland with the W change? Because the only way you care about this is midland Zyra, right? Or maybe also jungle. I guess jungle can also kill a monster and then you get a refund. Yeah, this is probably a buff to the champion. Okay. Shaco, mana regeneration also. Is this freak changing all the mana? He's like usually obsessed with mana as a stat. Okay. It's whatever. This is like a nerf to top lane mainly and a bit of support. W will go down mana. Okay, so I feel like if you're top lane with W max, you're kind of happier here. Bonus monster damage is also increased, so clear speed of Shaco is also gonna go up. Okay. I feel like Shaco has pretty good wave clear once he gets Profane Hydra. And then E mana cost will go up by 10. I don't know. I guess if you play W Max Shaker, you're a bit happier. If you play E Max Shaker, you're a bit more sad, I guess. Okay. System buffs. Ginso's Rage Blade. 5 AD and 5 AP. I mean, fantastic for pretty much every hybrid champion because you're getting both stats here increased. So, Paisa if you play it, Kale if you buy it, TF. Yeah, I mean, this is nice. Okay. And then let's see the build path change. Amplifying Tome, Racker Bow, Pickaxe. Before it was Amplifying Hardbond Axe, Longsword. I feel like the new build path is a nerf. I could be wrong, but to me, it kind of feels like a nerf. You would rather have Hardbond Axe than you would have Pickaxe, because Hardbond Axe is easier to build. But it's kind of same. I could be wrong though. Essence Shiver, 5 AD. Okay. GP happy, Israel happy, Lucian happy. You move on. Luden's Companion. I feel like, yeah, Ezreal is gonna really like this, Lucian's gonna like this GP. Yeah, I mean, might be best items now on these champs. Ezreal I know is like very close win rate wise with Triforce, but the rest of champs like GP and Lucian will really love Essence River. Luden's Companion, AP, 100 more, and then this thing is gonna go down. I don't see how this is a buff to the item. I don't, right? 10 more AP, and then hit fuck adjust. This is the same as we read before, then the item is totally fine. Like, Malignus is getting a better change than Luden. But this is not a buff, man. Archangle Staff, Seraph, I guess we'll see what it is. Rod of Ages, nothing. Collector, 5 AD loss. Okay, Collector is kinda shit. Low-key. Like, who hates Collector nerf? I feel like Nyla and Samira hate Collector nerf. And that's it. MF. Yeah, MF also hates it. Yomus, Hound bonus move speed reduced. 25 for range. Okay, that's a big hit. Raid stab bonus move speed reduced 15 per range. Okay, so they're literally only nerfing the item for range characters. Rest in peace, like Misfortune and whoever else buys this. Jin, I guess. What else do we have? So we have Hectic Alternator, 65 flat, amazing. Hectic Rock Belt, we have also a nerf, that's fine. We saw this already, we also saw this already. Yeah, you get more move speed, you'll do less damage. Profane Hydra will do less execute, more cleave, okay. Leech Bane will still be very good. Titanic Hydra, probably worse. Wait, I'm picking again. EF is banned, Way is banned. Bro, every champ I play is banned. Static Shoot, 300 less cost. Electroshock damage is reduced to 90 flat. If you're LeBlanc, do you hate this? Or do you like this? I don't know, man. 300 less gold to lose a bit of damage? I would say you probably still hate it though, because LeBlanc procs this very often. Not sure though. They're saying they're nerfing Shiu, but to me, I feel like it's whatever. It does the same damage to minions. Yeah, we'll wait for the rest of the changes. That's kinda it for now.